Hi. Hello. I'm going to wait for like 5 minutes so people can join us. Hi. Hi, Brianna. Thank you for joining me. Hi, Portia. Hi, Alan. Hi, Kimberly. Hi. Okay. Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? Hi. Thank you, Alan. Is it clear? Hi, Brianna. Thank you. Thank you for joining me. Hey, Michelle. Hey, Alastro. Thank you. Thank you. Hi. So, hi, guys. Hi, Sadhana. Thank you. Thank you for joining us. So, my name is Catherine Edward. I am a resident author of Gen Z. So, I am doing a takeover with regards to my recent release, The Hybrid Queen. So, today I'll be reading a small passage from the book, and I'll be answering any questions that you might have regarding the book. So, let's wait like a few more minutes, and so more people can join us. Thank you. Hello, hello, thank you for joining me. Can you hear me now? Is it clear? A few people have said like they are unable to hear me. Hi, Sandhya. Thank you. Hi, Sital. Thank you so much. Hey, Vicky. Hi, Christy. Thank you for joining us. Thanks, Alan. Thank you so much. Thank you. All right. So, should I start? Cool. Hey, Michelle. Thanks for joining me. Hi, Sandhya. Okay. All right. Hi, Graf. Thank you for joining us. Marhaba. Hey, Pusha. Thank you. All right. So it's I'm a bit nervous because it's my first live. So I'm really I'm really shy. So like I'm an introvert and I really had trouble doing this stuff. So please bear with me. All right. So to say about myself, like I'm from South India, from Tamil Nadu. I'm a law graduate, and I kind of ventured to marketing when I started working in Dubai. After joining there, my interest kind of changed, and I pursued my MBA in international business. Hey, thanks, Michelle. I love you too. Um, so I was still trying to figure what I wanted to do with my career because I wasn't satisfied with the job. Like, it was a great job. I was into events and marketing, doing IT events and celebrity events. It was really great, but it wasn't something I enjoyed doing it. And I kept looking back, and I kept saying that this isn't what I want. So when I started writing in 2016, I realized that it's my destiny all along, and I still remember that satisfaction I experienced when I wrote my first chapter, and I can't really explain it in words. So I knew that moment I wanted to be an author. So that's about me. I love singing and dancing when I'm not so busy, and I also love to read, and I read at least like one book a day. That's how much I'll read. Thank you, thanks, Alan. Oh my God, I'm sorry, Alan. I'm sorry. I just saw your message. Love you. All right. So, and as for my hobbies, I love to read, sing, and dance. And apart from that, I like to travel, but I haven't had much chance to travel a lot because of my commitments. But that's something I'm looking forward to in the future. Hi, Vivian. Thank you for joining us. All right. So today I'll be reading a passage from my latest release, The Hybrid Queen. It's a part of the Randolph duology series, and the series is set on like my favorite trope, enemies to lovers, and I enjoy writing the series. I'm really happy that many of you are loving it. So, hi Apurva, thank you for joining us. Hi, thank you. Hey Ari, thank you for joining us. Thank you, Vivian. I love enemies to lovers too. It's my favorite trope. There's something about that, all that forbidden love and stuff. Hi Grimwood. Thank you for joining me. Okay, I'm gonna read a short passage, then I'll be answering any questions that you might have. Okay. So the passage I'm reading is from chapter 1. It's a small passage where the female lead, Mia, loses herself to darkness. So if you had already read the book, you would know that Mia is a hybrid. She is like half vampire and half witch. So she has like two different entities living inside her. So they both fight for dominance, and this is a scene where she loses herself to the darkness. Hi, Curious Bookster. Hi, Amber. Thank you for joining. All right, so let me start reading, and yeah. Darkness. Dwelling pits of pure darkness swelled around her. Occasionally, she would hear a wisp of something evil trying to claw at her skin, whispering dark things in her ears. Pain, excruciating pain, gutted her from the inside out. The never-ending, agonizing screams felt soothing. The horrible sounds oddly soothed her sensitive ears. It lured her like a piece of music coming from the Pied Piper's magic pipe. Mia fought the compelling urge to surrender. Something was wrong. She shouldn't feel this way. Shouldn't be drawn to pain and misery. Stop it. The weak cry of a human sigh was a distant echo in her head. As the pressure built, the feeling both liberating yet confining. When the pain in her head built close to exploding, another cry tore through her lips and agitated the castle's wall. The next cry was gut-wrenching as something inside her gave one last tug of resistance. But as the scream stopped, a sudden rush of relief filled her. She breathed deeper, flexing her arms. Energy crackled in the air and magic stirred. It's over. The dark energy she came to recognize as her magical side whispered sardonically. Just as the fiery figure that resembled her physique emerged to the surface of her skin, something else rose above it, dark, strong, and filled with malice. This one, with the wings like that of a demon, strangled the other and pushed it back. Scream after scream tore from her lips as these two forces fought within her for dominance. She had long known about the presence of two entities in her body, strong and independent with minds of their own. They often fought each other for an upper hand. Mia had always succeeded in suppressing their violent urges. However, now she could only watch as their struggle inflicted pain on her mortal body and weakened her soul. Behind her closed lids, she became a silent spectator of her self-destruction. One made of fire and the other creature of darkness. She didn't know which was powerful, the witch or the vampire. To her, both monsters she housed appeared more dangerous than the other did. The fiery-looking creature often urged her to do bad things, fought tooth and claw with her vampire side. It shot burst after burst of magical energy at the dark winged creature. The sparks scalded her insides. The demonic creature in question screamed and thrashed. Gashes and burn marks appeared on the outside of her body. Soon it lost its momentum, sinking deep like a bird dropping from the sky. The fiery creature pushed forward. The maliciousness radiated by its gleeful smile chilled her bones. When she thought it would break free, it hit a magical barrier and shot backward. With a growl, it came to the surface again, only to be forced down by the binds, made of her mate's blood in her arms and legs. Aaron's blood. A tear slid down her cheeks. She hoped it worked this time. Dark spots shrouded her vision. Each time, the fiery creature sent a burst of magic to break the binding that temporarily paralyzed her. It inflicted bone-crunching pain all over her body. Mia coughed blood and breathed through her mouth, crying silently and wishing for everything to stop. Even death sounded less painful than her current predicament. The last bit of strength left her, causing her to sink within the dark abyss of her mind. The human side stood no chance against the creatures that should have never existed. Just as her eyes fluttered to close, she saw the winged creature shooting up with a determined look. With a roar, it caught the fiery presence in a chokehold. The magical bond that the witch and Aaron placed did nothing to suppress this dark creature. The fiery being, made of magic, struggled. The light dimmed and its energy drained as soon as it went limp. Hope bloomed in her heart and fueled the determination of her human side. Like a dying engine, spurting to life one last time, she stirred. This time, though, the demonic creature laughed. "Mia, you're too weak. It's time for you to let me take control and let the world see what we are capable of." "What are you going to do?" She reached for the creature with a weak hand. "You'll see." "Don't hurt Aaron," she wheezed. It smirked at her. "Ooh, the strong one?" The mockery hurt. But what hurt the most was an image of Aaron's smiling face that grew distant. "He's really something, isn't he?" The dark creature recalled the passion-filled nights that brought tears to her eyes. A pressure built in her chest. Don't. Shh. It silenced her with a cold finger on her cracked lips. He is an enemy. Love. She stuttered against the finger. It snorted on hearing the word. Love is for the weak. We don't belong here. Felipe's face popped into her mind. She saw him staring at the empty throne by his side. A throne is waiting for us. No. She tried one last time to stop the creature, but it was in vain. Sleep, Mia. It pressed her down with a cackle and sewed up. So, thank you. So that's the passage I wanted to read for you today. Hope it was okay. Thank you, Apurva. Thanks, Pushya. Thanks, Mitch. Hi, Gabriela. Thank you for joining me. Hi, Grace. Thank you. Hi, Meryl. Thank you. Hi, Abbas Lux. Thank you. Hi, Paul. Thank you. Hi, Chaitanya. Thanks for joining me. Hi, Master's Table. Thank you. Hi, Matsis. Thank you. Thank you for joining us. All right. So I'll be answering any questions you might have. I also received a few questions earlier, so I can answer them. Okay, I have a question here. Who or what inspired you to become an author? Okay, I would say that will be my dad, because he introduced me to books when I was 4. He used to read stories to me all the time, and when I was in 5th grade, he gifted me Russian Tales. So that's where it all started. So I'll show you the book. All right, so here's the book. I got it when I was in 5th grade. It's a Tamil book. I don't know if you can see clearly. And they stopped publishing this. This was printed in 1974. They stopped publishing this book. So this is a translation of like entire Russian tales and the Frog Princess and so on. So this is the book that inspired me, and this is where it all began. And if you fast forward, I found Cynthia Eden's book in 2015. So her books actually pulled me into the paranormal romance deeply, and I fell in love with the concept of werewolves. Hi, Akansha. Hi. So as for becoming an author, I wrote my first draft when I was 13, and my dad is the only person who read the draft, and he was very proud of me. But I had to give up because of my studies and other commitments, so I actually didn't get a chance to even think about writing until late 2016. But there was always this need inside me to pushing me to create something. Hey, Akansha, thank you. Yeah, it is a vintage book, yes. I actually have a book which is like almost like 85 years old. That was gifted to me by my grandpa. My grandpa gifted that to me, and it's about Vikram and Vedal. You might, like, Indians might be aware of this. It's again all about magic. Yeah. So when I actually wanted to start writing, I wasn't actually confident enough to go for it, but I think the decision to start writing is the best decision I ever made. Okay, we are receiving questions now. When you started writing LBQ and which year? I started writing Like and Split Queen in 2016. It's the very first book I wrote. It went through a lot of rewrites. Like, I wrote the book, entire thing, like at least 9 times, So that's that. Yeah. All right. Okay, I have another question here. Who are some of your biggest literary influences? There are many, but the top authors in my list are uh, uh, Cynthia Eden, Gina Showalter, G.A. Aiken, J.K. Rowling, I can say Clive Cussler. They inspire me in a lot of ways, but Cynthia Eden is the one who got me into paranormal romance, so she always tops the list. I agree with you, Alan. Yeah. India is magic. And I love all the childhood stories that we used to get. So there is another question here. Many people may think that being an author is too time consuming, or they just don't have the time to write. Can you touch on how to balance your personal life with being an author? How much of a time commitment was the writing, editing, and publishing process for you? Okay. Thanks, Alan. Okay, so writing is time consuming, but when you do what you love, it shouldn't be a concern. I was on a break when I started writing, so I didn't struggle a lot during the initial years, that is at least for 2 years when I started writing. So I just kept writing. I didn't bother about anything else. I just kept writing. But the real challenge started when I took on a full-time job. But I needed a financial stability so I can keep pursuing my passion. So when I took up the job, the time management was really a challenge because often when I came home from work, I was really exhausted and emotionally drained, and I barely had any energy to just sit and write something. So I had to adjust a couple of things in my life, on my daily life. So these days what I do is I keep the weekdays for work. So I keep the reading and all the planning stuff. Like I have to do a lot of research for the books I write. So all that stuff I keep for weekdays. And weekends I completely dedicate to writing. So it's working. It seemed to work so far. And the most time consuming process for me is editing and publishing, because I have to work on a time constraint. I have to adjust and and it puts me under a lot of stress when I'm in editing, and sometimes things doesn't go as planned. So yeah, it's really a challenge, but that's how life is, right? Like nothing ever goes as planned, so you just have to learn to adapt and adjust and go with the flow. So the important thing here is to not force yourself. Like if you feel like you want to take a break, you just have to step back, take a breather, and just keep going. All right, so the next question I have is, what did you learn about yourself in the process of writing and publishing your novel? I actually learned a lot about myself as a person. Writing opened a lot of new opportunities to me and introduced me to great people, and it showed me who I am as a person. It helped me to accept myself and grow from my past self. I would say writing made me an optimistic person. It changed the perspective on a lot of things, and the way I approach certain things have changed, and I'm more confident these days. I know what I want, and I'm not afraid to go for it. So yeah. Let me go through the questions. I have to scroll a bit up so I don't miss anything. Okay, Chaitanya has asked, does Alexa has powers even before Lucian arrived in her life? Okay, this is actually from my Lycan trilogy. So it's ongoing. Yeah, actually yes. Alexandra is the daughter of light and justice. So she has her powers even like from her birth, but Like the true transformation happens only when she turns 18 and when she made it to Lucien. Lucien is her protector. What if anything? Okay, I answered this one. Okay, Richa asked, why did you choose paranormal romance genre for writing? Okay, I like to quote Toni Morrison. This is one of my favorite quotes. He said, if there's a book that you want to read, but it hasn't been written yet, then you must write it. I write to escape reality, and when I write, I forget things. So even as a child, I'm always engrossed with the concept of magic and supernatural characters. So when I started writing, I wanted to create something new, and like I wanted to write the sort of stories that I want to read myself, and it's already not there. So I write contemporary when I feel like I need a break from paranormal. And I'm always experimenting with my writing style and the way I express myself through my stories. And I'm still learning and I'm still exploring things I haven't tried yet. But paranormal romance is like coming home, and I'm more comfortable with this genre than any other genre. Like I feel restricted when I write contemporary. Like I can't do things in a certain way, and I have to make sure I don't stray far from reality. But the thing with paranormal romance is that the possibilities are endless, and it feeds my creativity. I feel liberated when I do paranormal, so that's my strength. Okay. All right. So, um, what did you find to be the hardest, most challenging part of the writing, editing, publishing, and how did you get through this? Editing. I'm not much stressed when I write, like I said before. I'm just relaxed. But when it comes to editing, it stresses me a lot. I try to stay cool, but it's really hard for me because I have this insecurity and it keeps pulling me down. I keep saying that it's not good enough. There is always more room for improvement. So, and I like learning, but I always push through in the end. It's still a but it's still a challenge. Portia has asked, okay, do you look up for reviews of your novels? If yes, how do you handle the positive or negative reviews? Yes, I read reviews. It's important to me that people are taking their time to read my stories and taking their time to leave their honest opinion. So, and I appreciate every single review that I'm receiving. And the readers always give me their honest feedback. And if there's one thing I learned as an author is to accept criticism, and only then I'll be able to improve and grow. It's not easy when it comes to negative reviews or negative criticism, but I don't receive much. There are a few, but I still take what I can from the negative opinion and I try to improve myself. What encouraging words would you like to give a newbie author? Okay. I would just say that keep writing, keep exploring your writing style, and never once doubt yourself because that's very important. You have to just keep going. There'll be like insecurities, there'll be like doubts, like if you can do it or not, what will other people say. So just don't think about all the stuff. Like if you have a story to tell, just pick a pen and paper, or just go on your laptop, sit and write. Like whatever you have here, just put it on paper and worry about everything later. And like someone said, like you can only work if you have something written. You can't improve or work on it if you don't have anything to work on. So don't worry about your mistakes. Just keep writing and keep reading and keep improving. That's what I would say to a newbie writer. Alankrita, okay. What project of yours you want to completely start over and why? Do you even have to ask me this question? Every single one, every single project. The Lycan trilogy, reincarnation duology, deception. Like whenever I read a story, like I said, I feel it's not good enough and I see there is still room for improvement. So there is this itch to throw it all out and completely start over. So yeah, I would say every single story I have written, I would like gladly start over so I can make it better. Apurva has asked, after dipping your fingers into this genre, how does revisiting the childhood fairy tales feel? It's like very nostalgic, and I still feel like I'm not doing any justice to the stories I grew up reading because that's something different. One day I want to become an author who can, think in that caliber to create something as enticing as the stories that made me who I am today. So that's what I feel. Okay. What is your go-to read when you're suffering a writer's block? I like to read Gina Showalter's Lords of the Underworld series. It always works because it's not related to the normal it is a paranormal romance, but it is not related. It doesn't have lichens or werewolves or whatever. It's a totally different story. So it's refreshing and it takes my mind off things. I also love Dragonkin series by G.A. Aiken. These two series are something I keep rereading every time. And if I'm lacking inspiration, my go-to author is always Cynthia Eden. She writes the same books as, she writes paranormal romance, and it's something I can relate with my story. So if I lack inspiration, I always go to Cynthia Eden. Akansha has asked, do you plan your books and their plots in a flowchart manner, or you just go with the flow? How should new authors plan their books according to you in a brief? I used to go with the flow. I just start with whatever comes to me and then go with the flow. But these days I take my time to plot my stories. So I write an outline of overall outline of the entire story that has in my mind. So when a story plot comes to me, it's always an one-liner. So when I write an outline, I write the beginning, where it's always starting, the middle, and I know how it's going to end. So I put an outline of this plot in a brief. Then if there are any important points, like important scenes or any points that I feel like it's going to be a turning point in the story, so I put it in bullet points. And as for the characters, I use Word document or Excel or to write their character sketch, what type of powers they have and everything else. So I try to put it in order. I have family trees for each character. I write stories with a lot of characters, so it's hard for me to track otherwise, so I have everything ready. As for new authors, I would say every author have a different writing process, so figure out what is a comfortable process for you, but having an outline of the story really helps, so you can keep on track and you know what you want to do with the story. Thank you Portia. Okay, another question I received is, do you have detailed storyboards about where you're going with the story? I wouldn't call it a storyboard as such. It's kind of messy what I do, But if you see my notebooks, it's all like scribbled with maps, with character sketches, with a lot of stuff. So my character storyboard, I won't call it a storyboard, but I have something similar. So I can keep track, but I want to be more organized in the future. I'm trying to work on it, but let's see. Hopefully I'll have a proper organized storyboard in the future. Hi, Venkatalagari. Thank you for joining me. Love you too. What's your next book? Okay, I'm not sure if I should tell you about this, but I definitely have something cooking. I can say that I am working on a sequel of sorts to Hybrid Queen. It's called The Fire Queen, and it's set in the future. And I'm trying something new with the story, so please look forward to it. That's all I can say for now. What do you do when you face writer's block? I try to push myself through it. Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. So when it doesn't work, I just take a step back and wait it out, or I go back to reading or watching something. I also try brainstorming with my best friend. So brainstorming really helps, like to discuss the story, like why am I stuck. So yeah, we bounce back ideas and it also helps a lot. How you came up with Aaron and Mia? Okay, Aaron and Mia are characters from Randolph Theology. They are the main leads. So Aaron has been on my mind for over a year, like even before I started the story. I've been reading like a lot of books, and I kept thinking like why an alpha male has to be so cold, arrogant, and emotionally distant. Not all stories, but yeah, a few. I kept thinking like why he can't be a level-headed person. Like basically my goal was to create a male lead that respects and supports a female lead, and Aaron is an alpha male. He's dominant by nature, but I wanted to show that alpha males can be compassionate too. As for Mia, she evolved so much since I started. When I started, she was just a hybrid, and a hybrid of vampire and witch, who happened to stumble into an enemy territory and got captured. But as I started writing the story more, I grew attached to her character, and she continued evolving into so much more. I fell in love with the character, and I just let the story take me into its flow, and I'm really happy how it turned out. Okay, how important are cliffhangers? You really had to ask about cliffhangers, right? Okay. When I read books, I like to read books that keep me on my toes, keep me wondering what happens next. So cliffhangers are really important to me. So it keeps because it keeps the reader intrigued. I actually don't plan for cliffhangers, but it happens that way, and my readers come to rant, saying like, "Why did you leave me hanging like this?" But I really don't plan on leaving you on cliffies, but it just happens, and I happen to do it. I actually had like if you read Lycan's Blood Queen, the book 1 ends in a cliffhanger. So a lot of people told me that this is a risk, but I had faith in my story because I truly believe that that's the perfect ending for my book, and I'm really when the book got released, I was like very nervous, and I kept reading the reviews in hopes like, okay, please accept it. I was so nervous. I just wanted people to give me a chance because I have more coming. But I'm really glad people accepted the story for what it is. They accepted the cliffhanger, and it did not backfire like I was afraid. So yeah, now the book 2 is out. I hope the wait was worth it. What advice would you give to slow writers? Every person is different. The writing process is different for every author, like I said before. I would say set your own pace, but be consistent. Consistency is the key. Even if you're writing just like 50 words per day, like you have to do it. You keep a schedule and make sure that you follow it. So that's all. It doesn't matter like if you can write faster or slower. The most important thing is that you're doing it. You're doing it. That's it. Hi Chaitanya. Yeah, I understand your frustration with cliffhangers, but yeah. Thanks, Alan. Thanks. But yeah, Owen Deceit is going through rewrite, but I'm sure I will not change much. So yeah, don't bring me the knife. Hi, Miriam. Thank you for joining. Hi, Carly. Yeah, Alan can get emotional when it comes to my stories. I love her. Oh yeah, Chaitanya has joined. Yeah, thanks, Jay. More cliffies are coming up. More cliffies are coming up. So suit yourself. I know you like Cynthia Aiden. Can you tell us why? Have I answered this question before? Okay, I talked a lot about Cynthia, so I'm really confused. First of all, I love her writing style. I love her approach on paranormal genre. But I feel more connected. Maybe it's because I found her books during the roughest phase of my life, and her stories served as an anchor and took my mind away from a lot of things. So I will always have this personal connection to her and her stories. So that's why I'll always say like it's India. Give us your fangirl moments. Fangirl moments, yeah. I have a lot. Okay, the most memorable is that the first time I spoke to Cynthia, I was like literally bouncing on my chair. I was so surprised. I wasn't even thinking like she would respond to me. And she followed me back on Twitter and she talks to me. So I was like literally screaming here, and yeah, that was one. And the second mom is where when John Cena followed me. Like I've been a fan since like I was in like 8th grade, 9th grade. My cousin is like crazy for wrestling, and John Cena is like wow. And I was just going on Twitter and I saw John Cena followed me, and I was like, am I seeing it right? Is this really happening? I just went to my group and I posted a screenshot and I was like, girls, can you check this? Is it really happening? Is it by mistake? And I remember I was waiting an entire day for him to realize his mistake and unfollow me, but that didn't happen. So, and I'm like, John Cena knows that I exist. So that was really a moment for me. Alan Krita, Broken Night. You won't let go of Broken Night. But yeah, I will do something about it. Arisha. Yeah, Arisha is the first one to find about the Fire Queen. I worked on it for this NaNoWriMo. But it's nowhere near completion. I plan to write at least like 100k, but I wrote around like maybe 5k, 10k. It's still very rough, so no spoilers. Apurva is giving me that puppy eyes. Oh, Che, not you too. Spoilers. May there be dragons. You're not getting anything more. No more. Do you have playlist for writing or specific to chapters? Yeah, sometimes I have specific playlist, but mm, my go-to playlist is always BTS. Uh, and I love Louder Than Bombs. So when I want to write something serious, that Louder Than Bombs keep playing in loop. I also liked Life Goes On. Then there are like I have like writing loop playlist which I use, and depends on the mood of the scene. If I'm writing happy scenes, I'll be listening to a certain playlist. If it's somewhat sad or angst, there is a different playlist. But Louder Than Bombs seem to work for everything, and it helps me stay focused. So yeah, BTS is my go-to playlist. I am the cliffhanger queen. Thank you. Abs. Yeah, I know you always ask that. BTS. Yes. Borahe. Okay. I know. BTS fam, I know. I know. Love you all. You caught on the dragons faster, huh? Now she'll be on my head to keep finishing that. You gotta wait for the book to come out. So yeah, it will take at least a year before I can finish everything. So hey Lavanya, thank you. Thanks for joining us. Alan, I'm sorry. I will give you sorry. I will give you the story. Yeah, he did, Atif. He did. Were you very shy when you came out to your family about the genre that you write? Oh, Michelle, like I swear. You, all right, so not really. See, there's a perk when you write in English, and my family, they usually read Tamil books, so only one or two read English. So most of them doesn't know about what I write. They haven't read my book yet. They often confuse horror and paranormal, and I like to keep it that way. I don't want anyone to get heart attacks after reading the stuff that I write. I am waiting to officially start earning to buy paperbacks. Will we be getting any signed copies? Hopefully, hopefully Apurva soon. Yeah. We are planning to, Gen Z is planning to launch paperbacks in India. So we are working on it. So hopefully all my Indian readers will be able to purchase the paperbacks in Indian price within India. So yeah, hopefully once this COVID situation goes down, like we almost have it ready, but once this COVID situation goes down, you will be able to buy it. So I am actually waiting for it. Fingers crossed. Okay, so I think I answered all the questions. Atif, no, don't even try that. Alankrita. Husband Undercover. Oh, I love that book too. But I have to work on that, but I really don't have time because my work really keeps me busy. So please let us know how you write explicit scenes. Tips. You really had to ask that, Portia. I really have hard time when I write explicit scenes, but no one believes me. I used to blush a lot when I started writing it, but like I said, like I grew, and now I can write explicit scenes with poker face. But yeah, just keep reading and let the inspiration take you forward. It has to come from inside. So that's all I can say. Another teeny tiny spoiler. You guys keep asking for spoilers. I'm not giving it to you this time. No more spoilers. Dragons is enough. And I already gave you a clue. The book title is Fire Queen. So yeah, piece it. You know I love giving clues. So let's see who is going to figure out that part. It's about the female character. Thank you, apps. Hopefully we can work together in the future. I'm looking forward to edit with you too. Your favorite character from your works except Poots, the last Christina. Poots is a cute female like fire demon that I have in Lycan trilogy. I love him so much. He is actually introduced as a negative character, but he becomes like more of a humorous character. So it was really like the readers loved them, and I also love Poots. Poots is also going to star in Last Christina, so wait for it. Okay, if you ask about my favorite character, it would be Lucian. Lucian will always be special for me. Like I love Arendt, all the characters, but Lucian is always so special. I enjoyed creating his character because Unknown Lycan Hair is all about a little boy who ran away from his home, growing up in a different world, and evolving into so much more. So I was able to connect with Lucian so much more because I wrote him from from the child to growing up, and it was I was with them throughout the process, right? Like that. I have a soft heart for Lucian. Smart, on the level of shit. Alan. I'm not a smut queen, but shut up. I agree with Apurva. It's erotica. It's not smut. Dragon Fire Queen. Nope. Nope. She is not a dragon. It's Fire Queen and Dragon. Yeah, I agree with Chaitanya. Dinner is beware. You have a competitor coming up. Shut up. uh, I I don't know if I can ever reach that level, but yeah, that thank you. That's flattering. No, no, Rucha, I know what you're planning. Don't start a game right now. This means that I have to get off the live stream as soon as possible. So, all right, girls. So, all right. So there are no more questions, and I think I kept you occupied for almost an hour. All right. Is there anything else you would like to ask me? I love you too. Thank you. Thank you all for joining me today once again. This is my very first V Live, so I apologize for any mistakes that I might have made. Thank you, Akansha. I love you too. Okay, thank you so much for joining me today, and thank you for all the lovely comments. One last cliffhanger spoiler. Spoiler. That's the best about cliffhanger, right? Like I'm leaving you hanging and wondering what happens to you next. Borahe, Portia, thank you. Yeah. So wait for the Fire Queen. That's all. No more spoilers until I have more. But yeah, you'll always have more. Sarangeo, thank you. Love you too, Che. Thank you. All right, guys. I'm going to. The chat is going wild, so it's time for me to say bye. Thanks a lot. Stay safe, please. Like wherever you are, take care of your health. You'll always be in my prayers. Use mask. How much effective or not, it doesn't matter. Just stay safe. Use sanitizers and keep your maintain social distance. Thank you, guys. It's 1:23 a.m. for me. So good evening, good night, good morning, wherever you are. I love you all. Thank you. Bye.